with champagne. Pop. It's my house. Come on, turn it up. Hear a knock on the door.
That's for you, Asher and Victoria and Mama, actually. Welcome back to the Stockwell Roche Show. I'm sorry, the Stockwell Eldritch Show. We're live from the convention center here on Sunday morning, Mother's Day. Come on down to the convention center. Like I said before, you get free tickets if you mention the Stockwell Eldritch Show to say it at the front gate when you come in. And we have vendors all over the place, and there's some moms here, and the moms actually get a little gift when you come in as well. So please do feel free to come in and check it out. And there's the people that are here already are very serious, and I love seeing that. They're very serious about their remodeling. They're taking their housing and their remodeling needs very seriously because there are so many quality people here, from gutters, if you're just going to replace your gutters, to copper gutters, to all the way to a whole full addition remodel, or build new construction for that matter is here. Every scope, everything you can think of. A lot of focus on kitchen and bathrooms because we know in the real estate world that is where you get the most bang for your buck on a remodel, and that's where you spend a lot of your time. Well, the kitchen mostly.
Well, there's also closet organizers here, too, which, hello, mothers, come on down.
Well, I'm not even a remodeling person, so to speak. I live in a townhome, and my house is pretty simple. But just walking up and down these aisles, I'm like, oh, my gosh, that's so cool. That's something that I could add to my house, or I want to get that. So, yeah, I would definitely encourage people to come down today and check it out. And thank you, Jason and Dawn, for free tickets.
Yes, and gathering ideas. It's all, even if you're not remodeling right now or even this year, people gather ideas and plan ahead. On the seminar we did yesterday, we had a good group of people listening, and it was about how to maximize your resale when you remodel. And they were doing remodeling projects sometime in the next year, but they're planning ahead on how they can do it smart so that in 10 years they do plan on selling, that they don't have to go back and remodel. And we gave some great tips and some great information on how to do that and maximize that remodel job now for the future. And it's all about using timeless colors, timeless products, and quality products is one of the main tips that we gave. So that's some of the stuff you're going to learn down here and you're going to see.
Well, I was just going to make one comment then on that, too, is your financing options for remodeling. Wells Fargo has some great home equity products, and then we also have a renovation remodeling loan as well, our 203K loan. And so if you're thinking you find that house, but, again, you love the location, right? The school district, everything like that, but it doesn't have that extra bedroom or the countertops that you wanted. You can come down here and get some ideas and then contact us at Wells Fargo, and we'll help you get the financing, whether it's a cash out refinance, a home equity line, or a renovation refinance or renovation purchase.
Because you do have to pay the contractors when they do the work. So it does have to come from somewhere. But usually if you do it right, you can get your return back and make the return back not only on your lifestyle needs and what makes you happy in your living everyday life, that benefit, but also financially when you go to sell, you'll actually get that back a lot of times, 100% or sometimes more now with the way the market has been. So again, happy Mother's Day, everybody. And we are talking now. And we've had great topics so far, and talking with Nate and with Ben Nelson. Nate Nelson and Ben Nelson are here.
We're not related, though.
Really?
No.
Oh, okay. Check us out on YouTube, folks. We're on YouTube. You can judge for yourselves. I thought they were. So, but we're on YouTube. You can go there to Google or YouTube Stockwell Eldritch, and you'll see us there. And live here. And if you have questions, call us. If you have any estate questions or questions on the Remodeling Expo, 651-400-0773, 651-400-0773. But Nate Nelson is talking about estate planning, and Ben Nelson talking about insurance planning. And we've got some great tips and information for you already. And I know Dawn had a few more questions she wanted to ask and get the two Nelsons. Can I call you the Nelson brothers?
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
And I believe it's actually Prince Nelson as well, right?
Is it really?
Oh,
yes,
I did not know that.
Been called the Nelson Show today.
The
Yes.
Nelson. Yeah, because there was a band, wasn't there?
Nelson,
The
there we
Nelsons
go.
or something?
yes.
Yeah. Or what are they called?
Were they the Nelson twins or the Nelson brothers?
I don't remember.
They have
Ben,
really
what, you know
long
Ben?
blonde
Don't you
hair.
follow that?
No, sorry.
Just kidding.
Well, Jason, in all seriousness, though, one way that, while we're not brothers, we could still help each other, Ben and I, and maybe help the public as well. We started the show talking about the great waste that could come to the home if it's neglected, and in my experience, a lot of people want to help, but they don't want to use their own monies to help maintain a house or a cabin, if you will, while an estate is being sorted out. One of the assets, if you die with or without a will, is life insurance for many people. I'm a big fan of life insurance, and that is not a probate asset. So life insurance would not get necessarily tied up in courts. It passes by beneficiary designation. And if that beneficiary of the life insurance proceeds is pretty strongly convinced that that person will also have an interest in the home, they'll be much more likely to keep the maintenance and the taxes and the support up for the home than they otherwise would.
That makes total sense.
It does.
I mean, doesn't it?
Yeah.
From a standpoint of where is it going to come from if you don't know
Well,
where
and
the
generally
estate
in
is
life
going?
insurance, your beneficiary is somebody that you know and trust, generally a spouse or a child, something like that. So that person's probably going to have the next interest in that house after the primary passes away.
Yeah. And a little side note on life insurance, and and it's something that it's not a fun topic to talk about. We all know that, but it's one of those things that's necessary. And I'll tell you from personal experience because, I had a birthday on May 6th, Friday, and I turned 38. And 38 still, to me, I feel, good, and young. But my body isn't quite what it was when I was 25 and 26, just from a physical standpoint. And luckily, Katie still loves me no matter what my body is. But it's deteriorated a little bit with age, and I'd say my rates are dramatically higher now than they would have been had I started a lot earlier. So it's one of those things where if you have the means and you have the plan, earlier is far, far, far better because I'm doing it, and I have to do it, and I have it now. But it would have been a lot better had I done it earlier.
Well, I also think there's different levels for rates. So you could get super preferred. Ben, what is the typical cost for, I know you can't quote exact cost, but how much does life insurance even cost for somebody? And I know there's different variables
Don't
too.
quote mine, Ben, because my I'm not an epitome of health, and I'm working on it. It's one of those things.
Jason, you don't need to make these admissions over the air.
So I take it you're not super preferred, but
I am maybe preferred by some, and not by others.
that's good.
I'll put it that way.
Well, who is, right? Who is?
It's probably cheaper somewhere. No, the big thing is it can be expensive depending on the kind that you buy. There's two main types of life insurance, whole life and term life insurance. Whole life insurance is more expensive because it's going forever. Then you can also use the whole life insurance and investment tools, things like that. Term insurance is very cut and dry. You pick the amount that you want and how long you want it for, and that's what you get, nothing else. So that tends to be a lot cheaper, just for the reason being it doesn't go forever. We're only going to go out 10, 20, or 30 years on an event like that. So I'll just use somebody like my example. 25-year-old male, non-nicotine for $500,000 in face value. So if I were to die, I would get or my wife were to get $500,000, right around probably $20 a month for 10 years, something like that. So it's very inexpensive when you buy it young, but when you get older, it starts to get very, very expensive if you wait. So buy it when you're young so you can lock those rates in, and then you can always renew it at the end of every term.
So also when you buy term, so the two products that I bought, I can turn them into whole life at any time. Is that typical with all term or just certain ones?
From my knowledge, it's typical on all terms like that. You can convert it at any time into a whole life product. Then you're also going to get that cash value growing in there as well, along with the face value.
And if you have children, it's a must. So that's one thing that I had a hard time grasping, is because when you don't have kids, you're kind of like, why do I need it? That's when I could have got it when I was younger. I'm like, I don't need it. There's no real need. And then now, very real need. And that was the reason why we did an estate and a will and insurance.
I have a lot of young single people that are buying houses that buy life insurance to cover that value of the loan in case if they were to pass away, they would have that money there for their family, for the probate, things like that. So their family doesn't have
to maintain and take care of the house.
Yep.
That's
or
a great
if the family,
point.
a lot of times people decide to keep that home as a rental, and then they can just pay it off with that life insurance money.
That's awesome information. So I don't know if you folks can hear on the radio, if you can hear the buzz in the background, and there's actually music, and there's people here starting to come in and walk around through the aisles on the expo here. So come on down if you get a chance to the Remodelers Expo at the Convention Center in Minneapolis. There's plenty of parking out there. There's ramps. And again, you get free tickets if you mention the Stockwell Eldritch Show. And we will be here until 11 doing the show live, and then we'll have a live seminar here. They have actually classes all day, but ours is at 1:30, but there's other classes that you can learn great information on. And we have a booth here, too, if you want to stop by and say hi. You can get the Nelson's autograph if you'd like or something like that. So come on down. Again, this is Jason Stockwell with Remax Results, and you're listening to the Stockwell Eldritch Show. We'll be back soon.
What? On your mark, ready, set, let's go. Dance floor pro, I know you know.